Conjuring Last Rites from 2025 got a 55% on Rotten Tomatoes, but what do I think about it? What's up, y'all? Today we're going to be reviewing The Conjuring Last Rites from 2025. It released this Friday, or today. I just watched it, and it is supposedly the last movie in this Conjuring universe. So we went through and reviewed every single movie in the Conjuring universe in the order of the timeline, and then after we're going to be doing some rankings and some tier lists as well. Here's the timeline of the Conjuring universe if you are interested or want to see these movies in order for yourselves. We already have reviews of the first 9 movies out, so if you want to go check those out, feel free to do so as well. So without further ado, let's get into the 10th movie on this timeline, The Conjuring Last Rites. Directed by Michael Chavez, and it stars who else but Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. It also has Mia Tomlinson, which is the adult Judy, and then Ben Hardy as Tony. The Warrens, now retired, face one last haunting tied to the infamous Smurl family and a cursed mirror. Their daughter Judy, now grown up, steps into the psychic fray as the demon returns to threaten their legacy and final peace. This entry kind of trades Haunted House Dread with more of a gothic feel, and it is super cool to see like kind of an investigation here once again, with seeing all of the news people and the media at the Smurl family like checking out what's going on and slowly drawing Ed and Lorraine back to the house. But it feels a little amateur. I mean, we do have Ed and Lorraine Warren, but they're fighting, as we'll see later on, something that they're familiar with. So it kind of goes back to their amateur roots, if that makes sense. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga do an absolutely phenomenal job here once again. Mia Tomlinson and Ben Hardy do an absolutely phenomenal job as well here. So I think it works very well here with the chemistry with this movie in general. And then we have the Smurl family, who we do have that first act to get to know them. So I feel like that was very important for the rest of the movie. Although after the first act, they kind of just abandoned the Smurl family and we just transitioned to, the Warrens. So it's not as impactful. But it was a good idea to put them in the first act. I wish they could have kept that going throughout the film. It would have been more impactful later on. This is a must-see because it's the send-off of the Conjuring universe, supposedly. We'll talk about if that's true or not later. And it's just a must-see if you are a fan of the Conjuring universe, or even if you're not a fan and you just are happy to see this thing end. I mean, either way, you should go watch it. From here on out, there will be spoilers, and this movie literally came out today. So I want that to be known that there are going to be spoilers for the rest of this video. If you have not seen this movie yet, click off because I will be spoiling it right now. So the story is interesting, and it is a longer film. I think this is the longest of the films. It runs like 2 hours and 15 minutes, which, and I don't feel like it dragged too much. Maybe with having the Smurl family originally be depth, we got to look at that family and like we felt a connection, but they abandoned that later on. So I wish they would have kept that going because it kind of feels like a waste of time to go into this family so we can connect with them, just to like kind of abandon them and kind of forget about them for the rest of the film. So that's the only like takeaway I have. But I really do like how we got to meet Tony, Judy's now husband, and they get married at the end, but they're engaged throughout the film, and we just kind of get to see like a passing of the torch, which if I have to be honest, I do feel like that is so that if this French, I'm just gonna say how it is, The Conjuring, this is not the last movie. I'm pretty sure. If I have to take my guess, I will, you can quote me on this, okay? You can clip this, and if this doesn't happen, it is what it is. But I do believe Tony and Judy are going to be the new Ed and Lorraine Warren, and they're going to be fighting demons and things in the future movies instead of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Maybe Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga don't want to be in the universe anymore, or in this franchise. So that might be the passing of the torch. That might be where this is going. I believe so. So that's my thoughts on that. But I do think it's interesting though, a way to pass it on. But sometimes you just got to end the franchise. But then again, I think there was great lore here. So I mean, keep it going. I mean, keep it going. We'll see how it is. I had fun time with the 2 new people that we have to work with. So I mean, if this is a new franchise, I mean, let's see it. The characters and performances were very well. The only writing thing I have was with the Smurl family kind of abandoned, but it was done well. And all across the board, I mean, there's some great. We see a lot of returning characters from past movies, like The Conjuring. We have the mom from the Parent Family, and then we have the cop from The Conjuring. He even shows his damaged neck when he gets bit by the mom from the Parent Family. So it's just super interesting to see that. And then we also have their assistant who's there as well, grown up now, and it's cool to have those actors back, and it's kind of like a paying homage to like the past movies. So I guess that would be a good way to wrap it up, but like I said, I don't think this is an actual wrap up. This movie, I believe, is really kind of symbolizing the passing the torch to the younger generation to, I mean, kind of things like that. I guess you could go at that broad angle. Once again, it's good versus evil. We have maybe don't throw away the gifts that people give to you. That's one. That's we see that girl when she started throwing up. That was a good scene. I think that was a great scene when she started throwing up the glass and throwing up blood everywhere because she threw away that mirror. So that was pretty terrifying. And this whole entire sequence that's going on, I think there were some good monster designs or demon designs with the guy with the lantern, the big tall guy. And then we have like that white ghostly girl as well. And then we also have Judy when she gets possessed for a little bit. I think that was all pretty interesting in there. My favorite moment was when Ed and Lorraine are in the house and Judy's like, please do this because something's calling me to do this. She thought it was something good calling her to do this, but it was actually a demon who wanted her. So, hindsight wasn't really the best idea, but she was able to convince Lorraine and Ed to come out of retirement and investigate and defeat this demon here. And of course, that's going to be my favorite part because that's just super dope. I mean, we also have some cool aspects I really like, which is also I'm going to put up there with my favorite is the homage paid to, the cop, the Parent Family, just old characters. And I even believe the family from The Conjuring 2 had an appearance in this film. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I saw them in the crowd at some point. I thought that was pretty cool, and that's definitely a favorite part. And then my least favorite part is, obviously I've already talked about this, but the Smurl family, I really liked how they were explored in that first act, but then second act and even the third act, we really don't see much of them again. They're kind of just pushed to the back, and it's like, I don't understand why you would spend so much time developing these characters and having us watching on these conversations in the first act if that's just going to be abandoned for the rest of the film. So, I mean, I think if they would have switched that, it would have been even more strong, like way stronger than what it is. And it still is a good film. I had a good time with it. But that little switch could have even amped it to that next level. But there's some good character development. I mean, we see Ed still dealing with his heart issues from The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and we're still seeing these things come in. Like it's a flow. Usually franchises don't do this. That's why I really do enjoy the Conjuring franchise, because they actually flow with the movies. We have the original one, and then like we go prequels, we go sequels, but either way it actually makes sense and it flows. It's not like a new story, here's a new story, here's a new story. It's an actual flow. That's why I enjoy this. And we have a little bit of Annabelle in here, like barely, but that's pretty cool to have her back and everything like that. And then it's also cool that we find out that this was actually their first mission or failed mission when they tried to defeat a demon, but they actually ran away because they're scared about Judy. All these years, this demon was trying to call back Judy and finally did it. And then Ed and Lorraine Warren were able to actually defeat that. So kind of also showing, don't run away from your fears, face your fears. Same thing with how Lorraine was teaching Judy all these things to like push away her clairvoyantness. And she, at the end, they face the fears and they touch the mirror and it explodes, which I don't really like that ending, but it's all right. I can't be too mad about it. I enjoy this movie. It's a W. I think this holds up pretty well in the franchise, and I think it's another strong entry, especially in that Conjuring. We have four actual The Conjuring movies, and I think they're all very strong. I think they're all in the top front of the universe of the franchise, and I don't know exactly where I'll put it yet because I literally just saw it not even an hour ago. So I might have to rewatch, might have to look some things again to see like how good it actually is. So these are fresh thoughts that I'm putting out right now. But I mean, from these fresh thoughts, I'm saying this is a pretty good movie. I think it's going to hold up. I think it's very great in the franchise. And I think it's a cool way to either pass the torch or actually in the franchise, whatever direction they feel like going in. Overall, I was very excited about this movie and it delivered for me. So thank you very much. and I give it 4 out of 5 pickles, and I'll definitely put my pickle in it. I mean, hopefully there's no mirror though, because I don't want to mess with the mirrors anymore. Let me know what y'all think about this movie down in the comments below. Do you think they're going to pass that torch, or do you think they're actually going to end it? Let me know. Please drop a like and hit that subscribe button, or you will see a mirror with babies on the top in the corner of your room. Thank y'all so much for watching, and have a blessed day. Peace!